Great. So we are ready to start. We have been buying time to wait for our colleagues, but we are good to go. I welcome you all. Thank you so much for creating time to join us for this weekly webinar. And if this is your first day to join us, we normally meet every Tuesday, 7 to 8 p.m. Nairobi time or East African time. You're very welcome to always come, such that we can learn together, we can advise each other, and we can be able to reshape and shape the scholarship landscape in the region. The person speaking to you is Abel Wilson Walekwa. I'm the founder and CEO for African Center for Career Mentorship, which is a non-government organization registered in Uganda with a vision of empowering prospective graduate students, but also other career professionals discover their potential for success. That is what we aspire to achieve every day. And we believe in people pursuing their passion. So thank you for joining us. We do a lot of work, including helping prospective students improve their CVs, improve their motivation letters, improve their choice of universities and choice of jobs to go for, prepare for interviews, and also write and win international scholarships. To share with you that we are celebrating because we had a landslide win for this intake, where we worked with our colleagues and our partners, but also we had very hardworking mentees or students, where we were able to get 19 scholarships won within one application window. We had 13 master's scholarships won, and we had 6 PhD scholarships won. And people are going to 9 different destinations, including Belgium, Norway, USA, UK, South Africa, and so forth. And actually, 7 have already arrived to their destinations, including 2 to University of Oxford in the UK. Today, we are going to discuss a very simple, but we found it very magical tool, which is called ACCM Scholarship Appraisal Index. ACCM, of course, is African Center for Career Mentorship. And what we do at African Center for Career Mentorship is to develop tools and develop frameworks that make the lives of professionals and prospective students easy. We want them to go through an easy life or a soft life than the way other people went through. I normally use myself as a case study because I had a lot of rejections. I had 68 rejections. And so I don't want other people to go through those rejections. Yesterday I was telling a colleague of mine at Serena Hotel that I got 68 rejections, and she said, "You got 68 rejections and you are still alive? You are still living?" I said, "Yes, I'm still living." "And you could still have the energy to continue applying?" I said, "Yes." I didn't want to give up, because if I had given up, I wouldn't be speaking about this story, and I wouldn't be inspiring you to press on whenever you get 1 or 2 rejections. But having gone through that, my struggle and my daily effort is, how can I make other people not have the rejections I had? How can I make them find it easy to penetrate international scholarships, but also help them clearly visualize the career aspirations that they have? Now, the ACCM Scholarship Appraisal Index applies to scholarships which are always there. I'm talking about the studentships, the scholarships, the fellowships, which we know are always there. There are some which we know are always there from year in and year out. What I mean is that we know next year they are going to advertise. We know in 2027 they will advertise again. We know 2026 they are going to advertise again. We know 2030 they are likely to advertise again, maybe unless if there's maybe funding changes or something like that. So we have some common and renowned scholarships which are always there, and they are the main focus for this tool I'm going to share with you today. There are some common ones. For example, we know chevening. We know next year they are going to advertise. That's to the UK. We know DAD scholarships. They are always there. That's to Germany. Even if you missed this year, we are pretty sure next year they are going to advertise again. We know Commonwealth is there. We know MasterCard scholarship MasterCard Scholars Program is there. We know Cambridge Trust is there. We know Gates Cambridge is always there. We know the holding scholarships are always there. So there are these particular scholarships, which like we know Fulbright is always there. So there are these scholarships which are renowned. They are always there. And at ACCM, we sat down and we said, okay, because we are expecting them next year, because we're expecting them the other year, because we're expecting them the other year, we can intentionally prepare ourselves for us to win them. Now, we had already ACCM scholarship matrix. That one, if you missed it, just go to our YouTube channel and you're going to find it. If you're wondering how you can prepare using the ACCM scholarship matrix, whereby we explain to you how you can use that tool to prepare for the applications. Now, for this particular one here, the keyword on this tool is called appraisal, the appraisal index. Now, what do I mean by saying an appraisal? An appraisal, you are evaluating yourself. You can have self-appraisal. You can also appraise yourself vis-a-vis the standard or vis-a-vis another candidate. And that is the magic bullet for this tool. So if we know that next year this scholarship is going to be there, but we know that people who win these scholarships, they always share their success stories. Some of them even share what they wrote. Some of them share, they go ahead to create YouTube channels for them to inspire and motivate other chevening winners, or inspire other Fulbright winners, or inspire other Commonwealth prospective applicants. We can leverage on that opportunity for us to beat the game, and we perform very well, and we get on top of the game. So I'm going to show you how this tool actually works. I've made it very simple and very soft because from our experience at African Center for Career Mentorship, people like soft and simple things to apply. So I've just made it very, very easy for you to quickly see. Remember, the key word is you are appraising yourself. You are evaluating yourself with another candidate. And I said this is very common for scholarships. This is very useful to the scholarships which are always there. And I'm going to use the chevening scholarship for specifically. And we will have a more thorough discussion regarding chevening this week. And that is on 29th of August. If you want to register for the chevening orientation and the coaching, please stay behind on this call so I can give you the details on how to log in. Last year, we were able to get, in other words, this intake, we were able to get 2 people who got into chevening, and we are very proud of them. We had 4 people apply, 2 people lost at interview stage, but 2 people were able to get it, and they are shining. They are shining high, and they are supporting other people as well. So I use the chevening as a case study for you to see how this tool actually works. So what happens is, most of the people who win the chevening scholarship, after winning the chevening scholarship, like other scholarships anyway, they go and share how they did it and what enabled them to make it. And that information is on YouTube, that information is on LinkedIn, that information is readily available. So what we do, we have this candidate called Abel, who is targeting to apply for chevening in 2025 and 2026 intake, which I highly suspect most of the people on this call are targeting. So what this Abel does is that I am going to use ACCM Scholarship Appraisal Index to see how well I am doing vis-a-vis other winners. Most successful people, they learn from the mistakes of others, and they climb on the shoulders of other people. So this guy called Abel says, I'm not going to invent the wheel. What I'm going to do, let me use the ACCM Scholarship Appraisal Index and see what other chevening winners put under these various categories. So there is a chevening winner called Sam. Sam wrote A and wrote under leadership. Sam promised this or said this, that they had done A, B, C, D. They had, then for networking, they put this. For career, they put this. And then for community service, they put this. That is candidate A called Sam. Where do you get this information? On the YouTube channels. If you are struggling to find that information, you just go to LinkedIn and put chevening scholar. Most of the winners of these scholarships, they normally brand themselves by those scholarships. Either Fulbright Scholar of this year, or Chevening Scholar of this year, or Yali Mandela Fellowship Fellow of this year. If it is Mastercard Scholar of this year. Okay. So we go to Sam, and you will see what Sam put under leadership. Did he say, I planted the trees? Did he say, I created the community circle? Did he say, I created the staff register? Did he say, I created, I was in debating club at high school? Did the Sam say, I joined guild leadership while at Makerere University or at University of Cape Town? Now, that's what Sam has put under leadership. What did the Sam put under networking? What did the Sam put under career? Then you come to Ivan, you come to all these candidates here. After you have seen what other people have put, you can now say how well you are doing in comparison with other successful candidates. For example, if you have never engaged in any leadership position, or you have not championed any community service project, either maybe fundraising or Rotary Cancer Run, or maybe you didn't, maybe a fundraising drive for a birthday party, maybe for you have never done something like this, like, okay, here, I really don't have much to say. So what I'm going to do, I am going to remove, I don't have anything to put under leadership. So for me, I have a gap there. So under networking, this is what Gloria put, this is what Mary put, this is what Janet put, this is what they talked about. So for me, what have I done under networking? Sincerely speaking, what have I put under networking? I have done this, I have done this, I have done the other. You may find that under leadership, you're not doing well, but under networking, you have done a lot of work under networking. Then when they ask you what are the career aspirations when you come back home, this person said they are going to plant trees when they come back home. They are going to create a recruitment farm when they come back home. They are going to create an engine which uses water when they come back home. So for me, regarding my career aspirations, what do I intend to do when I come back home in the short term, in the mid term, and in the long term? If I don't have clearly what I plan to do, this matrix, this index helps you to say, look, I need to think about what I want to do when I come back. What about community service? Maybe the other person is saying, I've been in Rotary, I've been a member of Rotary, and we have done ABCDXYZ. I have been a member of the church choir, and we have done XYZ. I have been a member of the board of directors or board members, and I've been supporting ABCD. I've been organizing my OGs and my OBs and take them to my former school and inspire the younger people. That's community service. So for me, if I don't have what to put under community service, I need to check myself. Actually, once you finish putting for 10 people, yours should be for number 11th. And you can now see how well you are doing in comparison with other successful candidates of these scholarships or of this particular scholarship here. And at this stage, you can make a decision. Either you have what to write and compete for this scholarship, or you think you are not ready for this particular intake. You say, you know what? From what I have seen, they want this, and for me, I have not been to any leadership position. Even if they turned me upside down, I've not been leading in any way. I've always just been quiet. I've not been doing anything. Even at home, when they say, give us an opening prayer, I have been passing it to my younger sister. So literally, I have not been to leadership things. So I have a gap there. Networking, I really have a gap there. I normally go for meetings and I just live like that. I normally go for get-together parties and I just live. We normally go for birthday celebrations, and I don't get numbers. Or even when I get numbers, I just save them. I don't even text them, or I don't even call them. When I go for bridal showers with my OGs and my friends, or the friends of my friends, I don't normally ask for numbers of my colleagues. And even when I get those numbers, I don't use them for any productive thing. I just keep them there. I'll call them after 10 years if I need them. If I don't need them, I just end it at that. That's under networking. So once you are able to evaluate yourself and assess yourself, you can either proceed to begin writing essays, or you just say, no, from what I have seen, let me go back and first improve myself, and I'm not yet ready for the chevening application. Why is this self-check important? Because the application process is tedious. The application process is very engaging, very, very engaging. I've been coaching 6 of my mentees under African Center for Career Mentorship, and they're applying for equity and merit. 6 of them. We have taken averagely 5 weeks. 5 weeks. I'm saying 5 solid weeks. Reviewing their essays. Reviewing, revising. And as of today and this evening, 4 have got approvals. Approvals from me. Because I don't allow them to go and submit trash. No. We discuss their essay. They go and revise and improve them, address any grammatical issues until all of us are comfortable. So as of this evening, 4 are ready to submit. But it has taken us 5 weeks to have 1-page essay approved. Because for equity merit, it had only 2 questions. It has only 2 questions. Why are you choosing for this program, and how do you intend to use the masters from University of Manchester to transform lives in your home country? The first one, they want 300 words, which is almost half a page. And then the other one, also they want 300 words or below that. But I'm telling you, it has taken us 5 weeks to have my candidates get ready to submit this 1-page essay. So the application process is very tedious. And because it is very tedious, you need to really see that you meet, you compare well with the other previous successful cheveners before you hit the ground running or before you put your foot on the pedal. If you feel there are many gaps that you need to unpack, at African Center for Career Mentorship, we highly advise that you go back, address those areas under leadership, and be intentional, address those areas under networking, be intentional, address those areas under career and under community service. If you've been walking the journey alone, please get a mentor, get support, get a coach, and begin walking a very intentional journey. Why is that important? Because next year I'm going to apply for chevening and I should be seen creating an impact under leadership. I should be seen creating an impact under networking. I should be able to clearly visualize what I intend to do when I come back post the masters from the UK and so forth and so forth. Now that is the power of this appraisal index. As I conclude, once you list what you are going to talk about under leadership, for example, you will say, for me, I've been a church member, maybe a choir leader, maybe I've been the guitar, I've been playing the guitar, I've been doing this, I've been doing this. Once you list down what you have been doing under leadership, let me assume I have 3 points under leadership. Then I come to networking, I say, okay, networking, I got a telephone number from this person and it helped me to transform this number of lives. I got a telephone number when I went for bridal shower. I met with a colleague called Maria, and since then we began working together. We now have a joint bakery, and that bakery has employed 2,000 people. Or that bakery is now serving bread to the whole of Kampala. Now that is networking. You say, you know what? I was moving in a taxi from Kampala to Mbale. I met this person. We exchanged contacts. And post, we began discussing on how we can transform lives in our district called Butaleja, and we designed a community service on this, and through this, we have now changed the lives of 70 people. That is under networking. Now, once you list some of the things you have been doing under networking, same to career, same to community service, once you list the things you've been doing, writing an essay is not hard. Right? But once you have the content, I call this content. Once I have what to talk about, I have points to talk about under leadership. I have points to talk about under networking. In other words, I know what I have been doing under networking. And I have seen how it's relating well with other previous winners. I can now write this essay at ease. Actually, even if you took a full month collecting this information and appraising yourself and listing the bullets, in other words, the things you're going to put under leadership, you can even take only 1 week for you to have these essays ready and essays revised and ready for submission. Once you know what to talk about, writing it is not hard. So members, that is the ACCM Scholarship Appraisal Index that we wanted to share with you this evening. And I welcome your comments. I welcome your feedback. I welcome your comments. So I'll feel free to raise your hand. I'll give you a chance to ask any question or make an addition on how we can improve this index. Again, to emphasize, it's very good to the scholarships which are always there. For example, the DAD, it has been there for a lot of time. The Chevening, the Fulbright, the Commonwealth, the Cambridge Trust, the Gates Cambridge, the MasterCard, we know they are coming. And also the winners of these ones, they go and share this content on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on their alumni pages, on their alumni Facebook accounts. We have done that. We have tried this this index on the chevening application, and my mentees so far have received the feedback from 3 of them, and they have found it very resourceful. And actually, one of them said, you know what? I'm not ready to apply for chevening this year. From the way I've seen, from the way I've seen all the 10 winners of chevening from not only from Uganda. You get, because chevening is for the whole world. So you see what is somebody from Bangladesh write? What did somebody from Nepal write? What did somebody from Singapore write? What did somebody from Qatar write? Once you know what they wrote, you can say, for me, what do I have in the space of leadership? Yeah, so that is how useful this matrix is. So let me give chance to Philip, but before I welcome Philip to make a comment or ask, I want to recognize the members on the page whom we have been working with. Dr. Danny Musenguzi, thank you so much for creating time to come and work with us. Dr. Danny Musenguzi and myself, we keep scratching our head every day, and it is our obligation to develop tools and frameworks to simplify the life of prospective applicants. We want them to go through a softer life than what we went through. Dr. Danny Musenguzi took 15 years chasing a scholarship, and once he got it, the rest is history. I took around 8 years chasing a scholarship, and I got 68 rejections. And when I met Dr. Danny Musenguzi, because for me, I didn't know, I was making the same mistake. But we can talk about that in the near future. I was repeating the same mistake. So Dr. Danny, you're very welcome, and thank you so much for creating time to come. Let's hear from Philip, and then we proceed. Philip, you're welcome.
Okay. Good evening. I
Good
hope
yeah, you're very clear,
and you can hear me.
You're very clear.
First of all, I would like to send my appreciation to Mr. Abel for this time and the opportunity to share your knowledge as per your journey. I also really appreciate the person who was able to connect me to this platform or to help me join the group. It's a lady called Mrs. Janet Bukembe. I really appreciate the opportunity and the knowledge that I'm able to pick up even in the short time that I'm here. I believe this ACCM index is very practical, and I was able to learn a few things about going and researching about what the other people have used in their applications. Personally, I would like to apply for the chevening scholarship, and I was able to come up with, of course, a certain write-up for my statement, but I believe going back and looking through what other people have done will help me improve what I already have and make something that is foundational and solid. Yes, for me, that's it. I send my appreciation to Mr. Abel and all the members that have contributed to this session. And yes, that's it for me.
Thank you so much, Philip. And just to share with you that we have been holding these sessions all through the year, and we will continue holding these sessions all through the year because we think, me and Dr. Danny Musenguzi, we work together. For us, we think that for a person to win the chevening scholarship in May next year, or for them to successfully apply a winning essay by November 2024, they must have begun the journey preparing for it and being intentional about it 4 or 5 years ago. However, if you discover that I'm going to apply for chevening in November or in October this year, and you began in January, the impact will be real. So we want to walk the journey with the professionals and prospective students along this journey. So if you just go to our YouTube channel, which is African Center for Career Mentorship, you're going to find previously the previous Zoom sessions on different topics, and you're going to find the success stories that we put there, because we have been mentoring with Dr. Danny Msinguzi. So we have people who are in the US who came and shared how they made it, both for bachelor's, for PhD, and for master's. So Philip, just double check with our YouTube channel. We have a lot of resources there. I think now we have around 46 videos, and we are still adding there, including the one for today. We are going to upload it there as well. So thank you so much for appreciating. Any other comment or inquiry about our appraisal index? Okay, let me give chance to Evelyn. Evelyn, we are welcome.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but you're a bit far from the microphone.
Let me just remove my headset.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're very clear now.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Abel, for the insights that you're always throwing on the table. Thank you very much, Dr. Dan. Actually, I want to share my experience today with my boss. When you talked about the equity and merit, I'm one of the people who's trying to apply. And today I was sharing with my boss, of course, he's Dan, who made my recommendation. So, you know, when you talk about leadership, sometimes we want to go overboard and think a lot. Then, so I was asking him, okay, like I was trying to tell him that I feel my recommendation, because he gave me a chance to draft it myself. I told him, I feel in my recommendation, I'm so much lacking when it comes to the SDGs, the sustainable development goals. Then he told me, no, you don't have to go so far. Already that you are an HR, only that one. There is one of the goals that you're already meeting through everything that you're doing. Look at the welfare. Aren't you the one leading the welfare? I was like, yes. So he was like, okay, help me build a point on that. He told me, look at your recruitment. Aren't you already recruiting people? I was like, yes. He was like, isn't there a goal on gender equality? I was like, yes. Then he was like, so which other SDGs are you looking for? So one thing I realized is there is nothing like you've not led. Okay, that's according to me. Even when you're just volunteering, anything that you are doing to help the community, whether you're being paid or not being paid, can be turned into leadership. It can be turned into community service. Yes, that's what I wanted to add, Mr. Abel. Thank you very much.
And Evelyn, thank you so much. You raise a very important point. And for us, this is why we thought about this appraisal index. Because for you may say, but for me, I've just been only planting trees in my community. Now, when you hear a gentleman or a lady from Nepal or Bangladesh or Ukraine who is using the planting of trees as their leadership, as planting of trees as their leadership story, then you say, oh yeah, I've been planting trees. Then even me, I can narrate how I planted trees in Wakiso district. When you hear somebody saying, I have been leading a church service in the Democratic Republic of Congo, you're like, oh yeah, I am the one who leads the guitar. I'm the one who plays the guitar in church, and I have been transforming 700 lives. Let me use the way the guitar I play in Watoto Church to make a case study for my essay. So, and that's why you need to hear what other people are talking about, because you may underrate certain things. You may overlook certain things, yet other people are using them to win scholarships. Yeah, so thank you so much, Evelyn. Let me give chance to Udofia. Udofia, kindly unmute.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Abel or Dr. Abel. Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. So I'm Udofia from Nigeria. I want to just thank you for for all you've been doing for the platform. I got into the platform that was like I think like 3 weeks ago, and honestly, it's been a very insightful and a very learning platform, and I've learned a lot so far. So I want to appreciate you guys for what all you've been doing to make sure that we are properly placed and we are successful in pursuit of our advanced and very education, and we have a scholarship. So I have carefully looked at this ACCM platform you just showed us right now. The leadership, the networking, the career, and the community service. That's trying to rate myself against other candidates. So I'm asking, for example, one is it right under leadership, for example, yes, to mention like I'm seeing 3, for example, bullet points here. Can I add up to 3 different leadership for per application? That's one question. Can I add? But one is that can I add or add up to 3 leadership experience I've had for one application, for one scholarship application. Number 2 is that some of these application the leadership, whatever it could be, leadership could be networking or career, whatever. They may ask. They normally ask for references, more like a reference and your referees. Now, in an occasion, for example, where you have, for example, in a church service, a church or a community worker or something, you had maybe I think I once again I can see I was a youth leader in a community where I've led a lot of community services of environmental sanitation, and also visiting homes and making sure people are okay and they have good standard of living, and checking up on some person that are that have had sickness and diseases, to take them to hospital for treatment. Now, in that case, for example, now, how would you get a reference? Yes, because we know for sure that the committee that the service was rendered, yeah, I can have access to the village head or community leader, maybe a more advanced or elderly person. How do you get someone to give you a referee, and possibly, because I know for sure that some of these scholarship they ask for an official email address, something at the workplace. If someone give you his or her personal email address, I don't know if that can fly. So those are my 2 concerns. I don't know if you got my question, please, sir. If you got it, please.
You're very clear. You're very, very clear.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
all
very
right. Clear. So that's a bit what the challenge. I just want to hear what your take on those 2 issues, please. Thank you.
Very well. Thank you so much for asking. So we have a chevening session tomorrow, 28th of August. I highly encourage you to attend it. However, we have a very special chevening orientation session as African Center for Career Mentorship. The one I'm talking about is by the chevening community, the one for tomorrow. So you're welcome to attend that. But there's one for Thursday, which is for ACCM mentees alone. So please, I've put my contacts in the chat. If you're shooting at chevening and you want to join our coaching program, inbox me and we discuss that. Actually, the questions you're asking, we are going to discuss them on Thursday and see how to navigate through them. So I request that we discuss it on Thursday and or even tomorrow during our community of chevening support to prospective candidates. Okay, so I will give chance to Maria. Maria, kindly make your submission and your comment.
Thank you very much, Abel. Good evening, members. I want to appreciate you for the efforts you are doing and for the advice, the guidance, the encouragement. We are really benefiting from it. Just in case mine may not wait until the chevening webinar, it's still about networking, because I remember mentioning to you that I think I'm struggling a bit with the networking bit. So that's what I want to ask about. As it is, my nature of job, I'm an inventory management officer with the Ministry of Energy, and I mostly deal with connection materials. So I want to find out if I can use, you see, my job is to issue these materials, but there are some cases where, for example, someone has taken a transformer or meters and they want to know more about the product, and then that contact you make, like when you keep in touch with them. For example, I have a scenario when a client took a transformer, a Kano, and by mistake he had asked for the wrong one. He had taken one which wasn't matching on the network. So I helped him to replace the transformer, and he took the correct one. So personally, I've been taking such encounters for granted, but I'm just kind of waking up. Is this what the networking we are talking about that can help in the networking story of the Chevening Scholarship? Yeah, that's my submission. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Just for purposes of full disclosure, Maria is under my coaching. So Maria, we're going to discuss that. But because you've raised it in the audience, let me help the audience to at least hammer that even before we reach Thursday. So what Chevening is looking for, let me first give you the background. Chevening sponsors a one-year master's program to the UK. And specifically, you must go to the UK. For them, they have two conditions. One, actually three. One, it must be a master's program, not a PhD, not a bachelor's. Number two, you must be willing to go there and stay there for 1 year in the UK. Number three, it must be 1 year's program. Now, they are aware, I'm talking about Chevening, they are aware that when you go to the UK, you're going to find people from so many countries. For example, at University of Cambridge, we are students from 67 different countries. 67 different countries. Now, what Chevening is asking, and what they want to probe is, have you previously ever networked, either during a birthday party or when you're traveling, or when you are in an event, or you are in a bridal shower, or you are in the same class, you are doing an online class? Have you ever networked? Now, the network is not about your selfish interest. I mean, I got her number and then we networked by her being my girlfriend. That's not the network we are talking about. And I got her number, I kept it in my phone, and I will call him 5 years later or 7 years later. For you, if that's not the networking they're asking for, did you advance that conversation and came up with a product or a service that is transforming communities' lives? Even if you're transforming 4 lives or 2 lives, that's a great networking opportunity. Now, a general came, he picked up this generator, and through the networking, you're able to either you ask for the number or he asks for the number, because if it is him who initiated, it is him who takes the credit. If it is him who initiated, that please may I have your number, I may want to make some inquiries in the future, then it is him who takes the credit, because Chevening is supporting leaders. So leaders take initiative. Leaders take bold decisions. Leaders take the front. They take the front step. They put the foot forward. They don't wait. So if it is you who said, may I have your number, I may guide you as you go on. Now, that narrative is very important, because it shows you can get out of the comfort zone. Tomorrow, when you meet somebody from China and UK, You'll get out of the comfort zone, ask for their phone number, and continue working with them to transform lives in Uganda or in Kenya or in Nigeria or in Zimbabwe. So that is a bit of background about networking. So the main aim is, when you met somebody at the birthday party, did you proceed with the conversation? What did it yield? How many lives has that project or that work you did transformed? For example, you could have met somebody on the birthday party, and you got their phone number, and you realize that they were struggling with maybe getting medical attention, or they had a child who had a medical condition, and you, using expertise, you linked them to the medical facility, or you used your vehicle to maybe help them, or you mobilized and bought a community ambulance, which is now helping very many people. That is the networking power that they are talking about, whereby you are meeting somebody and you're discussing together and you're making a project that is transforming lives, and you are building up something small, or you are, let me use the IT team. You meet for you a medical doctor, and you meet somebody in the taxi, and you tell them you did IT, and he says, me, I did medicine. And through the talking, you realize that, oh, by the way, your IT can be very useful in the medical. This guy says how? Says, by the way, can develop for us a software which we can be using for monitoring patients' blood pressure. So this person called Maria, who did the IT, is meeting with Abel in the taxi, and they are being friends, and they are developing a software which we can use for monitoring blood pressure of patients. Now, that is a great networking story that Chevening wants to hear. Maria, have I answered your question? Sorry, I've muted you. Maria, have I answered your question?
Yes, you have answered my question, Doctor.
Okay. And we are going to continue with that conversation on Thursday. Members, I want us to stop here. I want to thank you so much for today. We will have our next session on Tuesday next week, same time, 7 to 8 p.m. Nairobi time. Thank you so much for coming, and we will speak on Tuesday again. I know it's a peak time with applications. Good luck with your applications. Feel free to reach out if you want help. Feel free to go to our YouTube channel for resources. Thank you so much for coming.